Come. Everybody fall in line. We're about to start the prayer. Baba Kushar, Baba Kushar. Let the sisters sit. If they're going to sit, let them get a chair. And the brothers, if y'all got to stand, damn it, y'all got to stand. Y'all can push that door a little bit in. Yeah, we definitely need more chairs. Y'all got chairs in your cars, bring them in. You know, the old one west, you had brothers standing all on the wall. There wasn't enough seats. We taking it back.
Some of y'all can come up to the front. I will say let the sisters.
All right, we're going to open up in prayer. Everybody fall in line so we can open up in prayer. We got a couple of seats up in the front. Baba Kushar, fall in line. Everybody fall in line so we don't get no interruptions during prayer. Baba Kushar, Baba Kushar. You got a couple seats in the front, couple seats in the front. Y'all ready? Come. All praises. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh-Shai, Barak-Lanawa, Wa-Yasharallah, Wahabi-Up-Saparium, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Akah, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Akah, Kalaya, Kalaya, praise the mighty Yah, because he's worthy to be praised. Hallelujah. Lord's Prayer. Bayanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Daba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Natananawa, Lacham, Ho, Yawum, Wasalaknawa, Kawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawafyanawa, Wala'a, Dabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Hawashainawa, Man, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwaf, Wa'ala, Wahataparaf, Lai Walumyum, Aman. Kalaya, Kalaya, praise the mighty Yah, this is worthy to be praised. Hallelujah. Come. Everybody can be seated. Sorry for the tardiness, but we on CPT time. You heard of Eastern time, you heard of Western time, you heard of Mountain time, Central time. But this is CP time. It's better late than never, damn it.
That's right.
Okay? For those that are new, and for those that this is your first time around, first time dwelling in a booth, do y'all know what we're celebrating? New brothers and sisters, not you ringers, not you brothers that been around the block a couple times. Y'all know what we celebrating? What are we celebrating today?
Feast of Tabernacles.
Okay, what is the Feast of Tabernacles also known as? Feast of Booth. What else? Okay, but what name? What title? And there's names that this go by. I got a couple of aliases. You got Sukkot, right? You also got the ingathering. That's what this is. This is what this represents. This is right before we go into the winter, when we start bringing in those crops. This is that last crops. You understand? Because only certain greens grow in this cold weather now. So this is the ingathering. This is also the start of our spiritual new year after the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. This is our spiritual new year, and Abib is our physical new year for our crops. You understand? This is when everything, this is the last of it. Everything that comes in, all of the crops that comes in, that's it. Now you gotta wait for the new year. So this is when you start your slate clean. Just like when the crops come in now. When the crops come in the month of Abib, during the Passover time and all of that, that's the physical. But this is the spiritual. This is when you're supposed to dwell on a lot of things. That's why the feast days is back to back to back to back. You understand? And this 7 days is deeper than just being in the tent. How many of y'all know that y'all the tent? How many of y'all know that y'all are the tabernacle? You understand? Because technically we are practicing and rehearsing the righteous acts, because our booths are not supposed to be no damn tents from Walmart. They're supposed to be wood made out of cedar, the finest wood you can find. That wood that be on the wood grain of them, the Mercedes Benz and that Lexus. That's that fine wood. That's what it's supposed to be made out of. But we're rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, let's go into it. Let's go to Exodus 23 and 14. Babu Kashar.
This is Exodus. This is Exodus chapter 23 and verse
14.
Verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib, for in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
So these are the feasts, right? It's speaking, the first feast, of course, is the unleavened bread. These are feasts that's mandatory. There should be no excuse why you don't keep it. Yeah, there's some brothers got to work, but you see the brother Yall from WFI. The brother had to work, but he still pitched his booth. He had to go back and forth, but that's showing diligence. That's showing effort. You always got to put in effort for the Most High, especially for these feast days. You should have off, but we know we in captivity. You understand? But that effort, the brother Ari showed up, pitched the tent. You see what I'm saying? He had to go. But these are things that the Most High looks at, man. He looks at your effort. He ponders on the hearts, which is your mind. Okay, go ahead.
And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
You see, so this is also the end gathering, which is the end of the year. And what does that mean? We in the 7th month. Is this the end of the whole year? No, there's a couple of months left. But this is the end of our crops, the year of our crops, because we was a people that we dealt with crops. That's how you seen if the Most High blessed you, if your crops was growing or not. You can tell, and you look in a person's yard, you say, oh, wait a minute, why they crops ain't growing, but my crops is. You know, y'all playing with the lights or those, huh? Yeah, stop playing with the lights. This ain't that type of party. Sit down. All right? So that's what that represents, the end of your crop year. Okay? Go ahead.
Which is the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field 3 times in the year, all thy males shall appear before the Lord thy God.
You see, so 3 times a year, this should be no excuse. Yeah, you might miss some new moons, which you shouldn't. Yeah, you might miss Hanukkah. Yeah, you might miss Purim. But you have no excuse for these 3 times. These 3 times a year, that's what the Most High is requiring of you. And that should be the least of your worries with the Most High. That should be mandatory, just the same way you had Thanksgiving dinner ready on the table. You had that Christmas tree decorated on your living room with all the lights and all the damn decorations on it. That was mandatory. You make sure you had that, right? You had them Easter eggs colored, doing an Easter egg hunt, wearing stupid hats and now later suits. You was doing that. You spent all your money to do that. Okay? Now let's go down to Exodus 34 and 22. And this is for the males. You women supposed to be here also unless you're unclean. Okay? Unless you're unclean. That's the only reason. And then the men, if you're unclean, and the only way you really can be unclean is if you're dealing with a dead body. You went around somebody that's dead. You understand? Well, a funeral or something. Okay, go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 34, verse 22. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, of the first fruits of the wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end.
Right. So this is at the year's end again. You understand? So understand that there's a spiritual ending, right, and a new beginning, and there's a physical ending and a new beginning. You understand that? Most High deals with this. Give me real quick Job, was it 8 and 11, I believe. Job 8 and 11. Just so y'all can understand the meaning of what I'm saying. No, with double, was it 13 and 11?
What are you looking for?
Double. 11 and 6. Go back. 11 and 6. Right, give me that.
This is Job chapter 11, verse 6. And that he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, and that they are double to that which is known there.
Right. So there's secrets to wisdom, and there's scriptures that have double meaning. There's some scriptures that you can find triple meaning. You understand? Certain prophecies that already fulfilled itself fit today. Like what happened in physical Babylon is going to happen in spiritual Babylon. What happened in ancient Egypt is going to happen in spiritual Egypt. All of the prophecies are double. You see what I'm saying? Not all of them, most of them are. Amalek has a book. Of all, the Old Testament, the Tanakh, and they got the double meanings of each scripture. So Amalek knows this. You understand? So there's double meanings to everything. That's why there's a physical new year, and then there's a spiritual new year. Okay, go ahead.
and that he shewed thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee, less than thine iniquity deserveth.
Right. So these secrets are not for the Christians. Don't got this. Nobody breaks down the Bible like the Israelites. Period. No matter where you go on the face of this earth. The Jehovah's Witnesses don't got it. The Mormons don't got it. The Baptists don't got it. None of them got this. So these secrets are shown to the servants of the Lord. Some call us prophets. I don't take that title. We just servants. But the servants are prophets. But I'm going to leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just be called a servant. Until I prophesy my own words from my own visions, I'm just a servant reading the scriptures. All right? Leviticus 23 and 33. Let's go to that real quick.
This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
Right, so this is the 7th day. We started last Saturday at sundown, and this is Saturday at sundown. Okay, everybody couldn't make it every day. Everybody couldn't pitch a tent every day. Most High know your heart. Most High know where your mind is at. Okay, go ahead.
On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Right, so you seen, I don't know if y'all was paying attention in the woods, but me and H.O.I and Brother Malak, we definitely cooking every day. Every day burning something on that grill. For 7 days. That's a feast. Even today. Today is a Shabbat, is a double Shabbat, but you can cook on this Shabbat because this is a feast week. You understand? You can cook on those, the feast days. If they fall on the Shabbat, you can cook. You can use open fire. Okay, the Most High commands you right here. It tells you 7 days shall an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Okay, and go ahead. I'm reading ahead. Go ahead.
On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Right, and this is actually the 8th day. It's sundown to sundown. You know, okay. So, but every day that burnt offering is supposed to be made. The priests. That's why the Levites didn't have no other job but doing that. Then you had Levites that dealt with directly of the incense. Levites that dealt with the sacrifices. Then you had the high priest that went into the Holy of Holies. You understand? So everybody had their role. But next year, every year we get better. Now that y'all know that, everybody's supposed to be cooking and sending up something. Everybody grill's supposed to be on even if the food, everybody don't eat the food, that's your burnt offering, man. You got to send it up. Okay, go ahead.
It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right, so you're not supposed to be working on the first and last day. Now, if you got to work in between, that's different. But the first and last day, you're not supposed to be working. There's no excuse. It's from 1 week to another week. You can ask your boss. And then we give y'all the schedule. We give y'all the calendar. There's no reason why you shouldn't have the first and the last day off. Now, we know everybody can't take 7 days. You know, everybody can't do that. Everybody's not fortunate to do that. But you got to make that sacrifice, man. If you can, make sure you do it, because the Most High know if you can and if you can't. Okay, go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Yeah, I ain't see how many gallons of liquor we had, mixed drinks. We had them drink offerings every day. Yall, you know, them drinks was pouring. I still brought drinks home. I'm sure other brothers brought drinks home. You got to have that drink offering too. We wasn't at the feast days not drinking. That drink offering was there. Go ahead.
Beside the Shabbat of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the first day shall be a Shabbat, and on the 8th day shall be a Shabbat. And ye shall take you on the first day the browse of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the browse of thick trees.
You see this? So this is describing how we supposed to create our booths. So now we ain't nobody doing that. I mean, we can if we got land, which we're working on a process of a change of the land that we did have to get something bigger. But you can do that, but we know everybody can't. So what's our substitution? A tent. But spiritually, your good bowls, the good branches you're supposed to put into, right? What's the spiritual branches? You got charity, you got love, you got patience, right? The fruits of the Spirit. Those are your goodly branches that you got to adapt. Every year we get better. When we got them bathrooms, I'm guilty of it. I remember when them bathrooms when they told us we couldn't use them damn bathrooms in there no more, and we couldn't take a shower and take a doo-doo in peace. You know what I'm saying? Not in the woods. I remember it. I was like, God damn. Not cursing the Most High, but I was like, damn. You know, I came prepared. I had all my gear ready. That's why I was bumming it. I was like, man, stomach cramped up. I couldn't use the bathroom. I hate using the bathroom in the woods. You know what I'm saying? I used it a couple times, but it was annoying. You know what I'm saying? So I did murmur. I'm guilty of it. But every year, we get better. You know what I'm saying? That was the only thing I kind of murmured off of. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, it was like I took it on the chin. So we all guilty. Every year we get better, and we're not supposed to murmur. And I know a lot of people murmured after those bathrooms. It wasn't just me. If I'm what Denzel said, if I'm going down, I'm taking all you niggas with me in training day. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all murmured when y'all could have used that soap and brush your teeth in peace and use the throne. Okay, so these are your goodly bowls that you're supposed to adapt to. Okay, that's the fruits of the Spirit. Okay, go ahead.
Branches of the palm tree, and the boughs of the thick trees, and willows of the brook.
Right.
And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days.
So he said rejoice. We're not supposed to be in no other type of mood. We're supposed to be rejoicing. We're supposed to be celebrating. We're supposed to be feasting. Okay, giving the Most High his just due. Go ahead.
And ye keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Right. So now we know everybody got, not everybody, but some camps got different dates. Certain congregations got different dates. And it's cool as long as you're in the season. Now, if you're having this feast day in December, you're kind of off. Ain't no crops growing in December. Unless you want, like I said, there's certain greens that grow, collard greens, but all your fruits and all that is not going to grow. So what are you ingathering? You're off. You understand? That can't be an ingathering. So the timing is off. So we're kind of close to each other. Certain camps a week before, a couple of days ahead. So, a couple of days after, we in that season. But now if you doing this in December, January, you're completely off. All right, go ahead.
Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days, And all that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths.
All right, this is a statute forever, man. Okay, if you're Israelite born, if you're the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of Negroid, Indian, indigenous descent, you are an Israelite. Okay, go ahead.
That your generations may be known, that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared on the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
Right. So Moses gave us this. Moses gave us this feast, man, through the Most High. Okay, this was all spiritual. We're gonna get into the spiritual aspect, but we gotta go over the law. That's what the priest did. When you read Ezra, he spoke the law. Okay, he was teaching just like we were, the way we teach on the streets, and he brought him the law. He read the book of the law. Okay, let's go to Numbers. Numbers 29 and 12. Over show. But even through the physical, there's a spiritual meaning behind this all. There's a spiritual meaning behind this all. Because what does living in booths entail? What can that create? What can that create out of you? Anybody? Raise your hand. What can it create?
Be more humble, meek.
Be more humble and meek.
Grateful, being grateful.
Grateful.
More prepared.
More prepared. Anybody else?
More natural.
More natural. See, these are the good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Got your hand raised?
Say it louder.
Huh? Learning to survive. Right, these are all the different goodly bowls. You see? There's seats over here, sis, if you want. Good?
We can actually,
Okay. Yeah, these are the goodly bowls. You see? These you learn patience. You learn you learn once again all these different things you learn. But most of all is patience and being satisfied with your daily bread. Because when you look at the Lord's Prayer, what did the Mashiach pray for? For the kingdom to come and daily bread. You should be satisfied. Your bills are paid. Your everything is paid for. You don't need to be greedy. What's that running going on upstairs? What the hell is that? We're going to put him on a leash outside. Golly. You know, okay, so let's get back to it. Where we at?
Numbers 13? No, 12.
29.
29.
Yeah, Numbers 29, verse 12. This is Numbers chapter 29, verse 12. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work. And ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days.
Right, no servile work. So guess what? When brother Shalpar had the U-Haul, I had the trailer, brothers got trucks. That's work. You got to put the stuff in there, the grills, the food, put it back, go to the store. Like, that's work, but it's not servile work. You're not working for nobody. You're working for who? The Lord. Okay, you representing your body as a living sacrifice. Go ahead.
And ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Lord. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year, they shall be without blemish.
Just that alone, 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs. All the food that we cooked didn't amount to that. Not even half of that. If we would have had half of that, it would have been so much damn. What's this stat? Is the way I'm holding it or something?
Yeah, it might be the way you're. Yeah, you good right there.
Okay. All of the stuff we cooked, all the burgers, the lamb, the goat, everything we had, the fish, and it can't add up to this amount of meats. So just imagine all of Israel in the wilderness. You know how much food is going up? Look at the Passover King Josiah had in the first book of Esdras, the first chapter. That's how we feasted, man. Don't be stingy, Israel. Don't be stingy. You know, you feast if you taking a woman out on a date. You gonna pay the expensive bill. Don't be stingy, man. You got to bring something to the table, especially on these feast days. Okay, don't be shy to burn out that grill. Buy a bunch of bags of charcoal, man. Most I say feast, man. This is what they was doing. This is what we was doing. Not they. We was doing this back then. So what we doing now is this is just practice. Trust and believe this is just practice. We ain't do it like our forefathers yet. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall be without blemish, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals unto every bullock of the 13 bullocks, 2/10 deals to each ram of the 2 rams.
But understand, he wanted that fried stuff too. Most I tell you, would mingle with flour. Okay, so we have fried. Who cooked fried? Well, fried fish, fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? The Most High want all of that. So when you read on, you'll see that all of these are the sacrifices of the Lord and what He wanted. The different offerings, the meat offering, the drink offering, all the different offerings. Okay, we ain't gonna go into all of the offerings. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy. Of course, 16 and 13. Okay. And you brothers that live alone, you single, you ain't got no wife yet, and you can't cook, you know, gotta bring a monetary donation. You know, even if it's $5, $10, put that towards a bottle, put that towards some cups, put that towards some drink. Okay? Shalom. Shower Paul in the building. Deacon Shower Paul. 16 verse 13.
Deuteronomy chapter 16 verse 13. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. After that, thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine, and thou shalt rejoice in thy feast. Thou and thy son and thy daughter.
Right, you see, the daughters is involved in this. The only way the daughters is not is if you're unclean.
Right.
Okay, but you suppose it's men, women, and children. Okay, go ahead.
Thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, that are within thy gates.
Right. And it's not talking about the strangers of the other nation.
Right.
Okay, it's talking about the sojourners, the ones that wasn't living in Jerusalem. Okay, they supposed to be in there too. Okay, go ahead.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord shall choose. Because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy increase and in all thy works of thy hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice.
And see, that's another thing. You see how the Most High say He gonna bless you if you keep this?
Right.
A lot of our brothers and sisters is scared to take off these days because they feel their job is not going to hear it, or their boss ain't going to let them. Well, where's your faith at? Priest Zabak got exemption letters. If y'all need an exemption letter for Shabbat, for your beard, okay, religious exemption letters, use it. We have that access. There's no excuse why you should be working on this. And then when you don't keep the feast, it be them brothers that never show up for the feast, and they be like, yo, I'm going through it, brother. Pray for me. I'm going through hell.
Right.
I'm going through it because you're not doing nothing for the Lord. So what the Lord gonna do for you? He gonna give you a rain check the way you gave him a rain check.
Right.
I catch you on the rebound. Shalom. I catch you on the rebound. You got 2 seats up here if you want to come up here. Okay, go ahead.
Every man shall give as he is able.
See, this is very important. Because you see brothers and sisters, they be coming empty-handed. Now we know brothers and sisters is going hard times. But damn it, go to Family Dollar and get some cups.
Right.
Go get a pack of plates, some forks. Everything is needed. Okay, it's going to get a little bit more. The Most High going to describe it a little bit more how you should come. Just especially these feast days. Now we know you can't come through on the Shabbat. You know, you probably ain't got no money or whatever, or a different feast day, which you should be coming correct in all feast days. But these three major, you got to save up your pennies, bro. You can't come empty-handed. The Most High's, watch, go ahead, read the rest of that. Started from the beginning, though, that verse.
It's like I missed verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, Yahweh. Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
It's like it. Verse 17. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he has given thee.
Right. So if you can give more, you give more. If you can only bring a pack of plates, then you bring a pack of plates. But guess what? The Most High know your spirit. Okay? And once again, if you brothers can't cook nothing, we understand that. It took me a long time to learn how to cook. You know what I'm saying? All I could cook at one time was eggs. You know, I eat eggs every damn day. But now I know a little something. But I still don't cook. I got my wives for that. But I know you young brothers that don't know how to cook. Yo, go, and you're probably too young to buy some yahyun. You know what I'm saying? You bring a monetary donation, or you go to Dollar General and buy some stuff. Buy some balloons, buy some decorations, buy some incense. Come with some incense.
Right.
Bring something. Don't come empty-handed, man. Y'all got to learn this now. Okay? There's a reason why he's saying this. And then when you don't give what you're able to, the Most High ain't going to bless you neither. Okay? He's telling you that right there. Okay, there's no more on that. That's it on that. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 8 and 12. 2 Chronicles 8 and 12. And you know, spiritually, we are in the wilderness. We're not in a physical wilderness, but kind of. But we're in the spiritual wilderness. The same way we're in spiritual Egypt. Okay? Well, it's the 2 Chronicles 8 and 12. All right?
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 8, verse 12. Then Solomon offered burnt offerings unto the Lord on the altar of the Lord, which he had built before the porch.
Right. So Solomon did this too. The wisest man on earth, he kept the feast. Okay, go ahead.
Even after a certain rate every day, offering according to the commandment of Moses.
Even after a certain rate every day. There was a certain amount of food that was being burnt up. Okay, this was a big feast. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. These feast days are a big deal to the Most High. Okay, go ahead.
On the Sabbaths and on the new moons and on the solemn feast days, 3 times in the year, even in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles.
So he did it all the feast. Now we supposed to treat all feasts as such, but those 3, they get the extra. You know, you might just bring $20 for the new moon, $20 for Hanukkah. Well, you better bring 50 and 100 for this one. For these 3, you gotta double up. You gotta bring more. Bring some more chicken. Bring some more burgers. Even if we don't eat it, damn it. You know what I'm saying? We somebody gonna take it home with them and have seconds. The only time you can't do that is on Pesach. That's the only time you can't do it.
Salakia. Israel gonna eat it, all right. They ain't gonna eat it.
Right, Lamech is here. Lamech, take it down. Nabia gonna take it down. We got brothers that'll take the food with them. Don't worry about it.
Right.
You know, and then hey, most of the hot dogs and burgers that people didn't eat, guess who ate them? Out there in the woods. My dogs.
Yeah.
So they was keeping the feast too, damn it. They was eating good out there. Like, we ain't used to this type of dog food. This is good. But I don't feed them that stuff.
Right.
But they was feasting.
Right.
Okay, so that's it on that. Let's jump to Ezra 3 and 4.
Salakia. Can I just bring out a scripture right quick? Yeah, just to let me back on what you were saying. A lot of people don't know that, even if you're going through hard times, you get what you can, and the Most High God will respect it. Because we're not saying that everybody's on the same level around here financially. That's impossible when you have a community. Not everybody's going to be on the same level financially, right? But I want to go to the book of Luke, chapter 21, and start at verse 1. Right? And it reads, "And he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury." So this is rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. They balling, right? They're making it rain. "And he saw also a certain poor widow casting thither 2 mites. So 2 mites is like less than 2 pennies, right? This woman was completely broke and poor. She was a widow. Her husband died. She probably struggling to make ends meet. Probably a single mother and all that, right? We know how the type of households be because we come from the type of households. Right? So she threw 2 mites in there while the rich man was casting a lot of treasures into the treasury, right? But listen to this. "And he said," this is talking about Hamashiach Yahushua, right? The man with the most wisdom ever. "And he said, of a truth I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast in more than they all." So he's saying the poor woman, she cast in more than these guys, even though they balling out, they throwing out a bunch of money into the treasury. But all she did was cast like basically 2 pennies, right? So listen to the reason. Verse 4, "For all these have of their abundance cast unto the offerings of God, but she of her penury hath cast in all the living that she had." So basically, Yahushua is saying this is her last, and that's all she had left, but she still gave it to the Lord. So even though these guys got a bunch of money and they cast in a bunch of money, none of them had the heart to ever give their last. And the person that would give their last unto the Most High God, that's the person that gave more than all the $1 million donations Tyler Perry could ever do. Right. Because if you look into your wallet, like, damn, the feast day coming up, I'm dead broke. It's my last $10, and I give that up to the Lord. How should I say, man, that last $10, that's worth more than $10 million. Con?
God, that's a beautiful example too. I want to land me back on that example because I remember a story from one of my mother's late boyfriends. He was talking about how he had 3. It was him, his mom, and she had 3 kids. Him and his 2 brothers. She'll go to Crystal's or White Castle and get 1 burger. And they were so broke that it cut it in 4 pieces. And I was like, wow. So the Most High, He looks out for us, man. You give up. Sometimes you got to give up everything you got, and then wait. I've seen a lot of brothers out there. They was waiting on that paycheck to hit, and then they spent their paycheck during Tabernacle. But this is the precept that I wanted to back up, Chief. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 12, or verse 13. "Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited." Where is it? Oh no, I was right. It's like in verse 12. "Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert." So this is talking about Babylon. And the Babylon is basically like a wilderness. Spiritually, because you can't get the word out of here. But physically, the Lord, he's literally going to destroy this place.
Yeah, and even if you, let's say you can't afford a tent, you know, I know you got a bed sheet in your house. You can find a broom, right? Put the joker in the middle of it, stand it up where you got one side, you know, the way you was doing it when you was a kid. You used to play hide and seek.
Right.
You know, you build your little blanket, put the blanket over, you know, get a 2x4 if you can.
Blanket for it.
Right, your blanket for it. You know, you put the 2x4 standing up or a broom, and you got a damn tent in your house.
Salaki, I went to a place called Wolf Creek when I was 17, right?
Mm.
And basically, you take a line running from tree to tree,
Right.
put you a piece of plastic over it, four little stakes in the ground, bam, you got a tent.
There you go.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. And don't be ashamed also, because certain brothers, like I, for one, bring an extra tent every year for brothers that don't have it. Don't be ashamed if you ain't got no damn tent, man. Show up. Brothers will house you. Keep the damn feast, man.
Right.
Keep the feast by any means necessary. There should be no excuse. All right? And the brokest man, the brokest woman, just bring your ass. That's it. We're going to find some way to put you. But keep the feast. Okay? Go ahead, give me that. Ezra 3 and 4.
This is Ezra, chapter 3, verse 4. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required.
Right. So we can't afford to do that one. What as is written. What we're practicing. But bring what you can. Go get them burnt. If you see sales a month before or 2 months before, get the sales of the meats.
Yeah.
If you got a deep freezer, throw it in the deep freezer.
Yeah.
If there's a sale in Walmart, there's a sale somewhere else, freeze them. Freeze the food. You got some canned goods, bring the canned. Freeze the foods, man. And save it for the time being. Okay, go ahead.
And afterward offered the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Lord that were consecrated, and of every one that willingly offered a free will offering unto the Lord.
Right, and willingly. Don't think that if you got it and you feel that, oh, no, you know, oh, brothers got it, don't worry about it, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But you got a pocket full of money and you having short arms and deep pockets. The Most High see that, man. The Most High see that. Don't put that burden on somebody else, especially if you got it. You understand? If you got some extra meats, got some beans, man. Got some rice. Something. Well, I'm good for. What I'm good for every feast day, Malak?
Oh, beans and rice.
Rice and beans, goddammit. I'm an Ephraimite. We gonna bring it. We're gonna bring the rice and beans. All right? Go ahead.
And of everyone that it willingly offered a free will offering unto the Lord, from the first day of the 7th month began they to offer burnt offerings unto the Lord.
Uh-huh.
But the foundation of the temple of the Lord was not yet laid.
Uh-huh.
They gave money also.
What did they give?
They gave money also.
They gave money also. So everybody can't do certain things. Right, Shekolium. You could give what you got. If you got $2, put the $2 up. You know what I'm saying? Now we paying a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Now we paying light. This is a school. You know what I'm saying? We paying light. We paying. We got to get some Wi-Fi in here.
Right.
Brothers ain't got no damn Wi-Fi. We want
Right.
to put some cable in here. You got to do that. WFI trying to get their school. Y'all gonna see. Y'all need that too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna need them brothers to stop being stingy. Women, put that up. Y'all gotta pay rent. Y'all gotta pay mortgage. Y'all gotta pay the lights. So you give what you can. You understand? But you can't come empty-handed, man. Go ahead.
They gave money also unto the masons, and to the carpenters, and meat, and to drink, and oil unto them of Zidon, and to them of Tyre, to bring cedar trees from Lebanon to the sea of Joppa, according to the grant that they had of King Cyrus.
Right, they was paying for those imports and exports to get that fine wood. Yo, send me that Persian wood. What is Persia known for? What are they known for right now that's expensive? Well, Persian rugs. You know what I'm saying? That's the fine rugs. All the nations got something good that they make,
Right.
that they deal with. That's why they're going to be working for us. We're going to have Moab making Chinese food, kosher Chinese food in the kingdom.
Right.
You know, we're going to have. They're going to make that goat, the gyro. You know, we're going to have all of that. Every nation got something to bring. Ham got all that stuff too. Ham got some good stuff. We're going to get some stuff from Ham. We're going to get some, all of the nations, when you look at what the imports from China, the imports from Korea, the imports from Italy. That's where supposedly all the finest fabrics come from Italy. That's why most of the sodomite designers are from the Italian. You know, and they just stole that from us because we was wearing that silk, all that fine leather. You know,
what was the Moors out there?
Right.
If you look into the history of Italy and Sicily and Spain, you see during the Dark Ages, a lot of our people were Orthodox Jews, but not looking like how Amalek looked, but Orthodox Jews, which you also call Messianic Jews, and also Moors, who was all in that section ruling for about 1,000 years. Spain, Italy, Sicily, and we brought all that fabric and style and all that style they think they got. They really got it from us. You know what I'm saying?
We even created the silk in Croatia.
Yeah, exactly. We created the silk, every fine fabric. I mean, if you read Proverbs 31, it tells you that women was dealing with silk even back then. You know what I'm saying? So, cotton, you know, our Levites used to have the full linen suits, you understand? Because it was 100% pure, right? According to the law. So, we had linen breeches, you know what I'm saying? So, we always was on top when it comes to fashion, you know? So, don't think that, you know, getting a Gucci belt makes you fashionable, or a Louis bag, or some red bottoms, or nothing like that, because we create the fashion don't create us. Khan?
Right, but even when you read about Solomon had all those imports and exports coming to him. All the nations, that was their peace offering. Whatever they can bring goods. And see, a lot of people talk about Solomon and the women. A lot of them concubines and those women was gifts given to him.
Right.
Those were peace treaties. He wasn't going around saying, "Yeah, I'm taking these wives." No, they were peace treaties. If a king from another land bring you their daughter, they know you ain't gonna go to war with them.
Right. You're not going to invade them and destroy
Right.
them.
You're not gonna invade. They're gonna be like, "You got my daughter. You got trust here. You got love here. Respect.
We got fam here now.
We got fam here now. Here's my daughter."
Right.
Those were gifts. You understand? So a lot of that stuff that he had was import, export as gifts. So yes, even in the kingdom, they're gonna be bringing them things from whatever lands we put them in that they belong. They're gonna bring us whatever grows there. There's certain crops that grow in certain countries that don't grow in America. Certain animals that breed over there that don't breed in Israel. You understand? Okay, go ahead. No, we had Nehemiah now. Let's go to Nehemiah 8 and 14. When y'all got it, say come.
This is Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 14. When everybody has it, say con. And they found written in the law, which the Lord had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel shall dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month. And that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mountains, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees, to make booths, as it is written.
So there was brothers on missions, man. We used to send them on missions to go bring back these joints. It was harder to keep the feast back then than it is now. Cause you could just go, oh, let's go get a tent, go to Walmart. Right. Nah, you had to go, and then you had to get the finest wood. Right. They'll be like, nah, hell no, bring that back. Cause this is what you're dedicating also to the Most High. Right. And this is a remembrance that we gotta always keep from being humbled, man. This is when we was humbled, but we really wasn't. Why? Right. Because we murmured. We didn't want to hear nothing that what we was going through. We didn't want to hear. We didn't want to hear Moses. Nah, Moses, you bugging. You taking us out here to die. Right. You gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? There's no bathrooms. Right? They shut the bathroom. No, where are we gonna do at? Where are we gonna pee at? Find a tree. Right. Find a tree. You know, there were certain bathrooms you had to travel to do it, but hey, this is the things that we have to, and like I said, I'm guilty of it. I murmured after I couldn't use the bathroom. Right. That thing pissed me off, man. I was like, man, this is some bull. So just understand that we were supposed to be humbled out of this, but it didn't humble. But now we know better. Why? Because we're reading the story and the remembrance of the prophets, man. Right. We seen what they went through. We got to change it. We got to be that generation. And it's coming. You see all these children being raised in the law, man. Right. And it's a beautiful thing. This is all they know. They don't know no Christmas. God. They don't know no Easter. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, they're going to be looking forward to doing this every year. Hopefully we ain't here that long, but if we here, they're going to be looking forward to doing this, man. Right. This is something fun and exciting that we do with the family, man. You got to make it fun. I look forward to it. Before Passover was my favorite feast day when I lived in New York. Right. When I moved down, that's it, man. The Tabernacles took it. Right. I love Passover, but Tabernacles took it. Go ahead.
And so the people went forth and brought them and made themselves booths, everyone upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of God, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim.
Right. So you did it on your rooftop, man. Certain people that live in the cities, if you ain't got no backyard, you put it on your roof. If you ain't got a straight roof, try to find a little spot in your front roof. And if you got a driveway, or put it in your damn house. If you can't make it, put it in your living room, decorate it, put some lights and all of that. You know, the kids will love it, man. The kids will love it. And that's how you keep them in the spirit, too, because there's a lot of spirits. Right now, what we getting ready to go into? One of the most demonic holidays of them all. Right. Halloween coming. Halloween coming. This is when most of the children get abducted. Blood sacrifices. People dressing, they coming out the closet with the spirit that they've been laying dormant. When a woman want to come out dressed like the naughty nurse, that's a spirit. She's a whore. Right. When the men want to come out like Frankenstein and Dracula, that's their spirit, they demons. That's what you coming out. That's what you showing forth. That's what you want to be. You don't just do it for the best costume. You know, then you got drag queens, niggas dressing like drag. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just seen a story about something like that. Damn, Edomite, he was up there mad that his son turned into a woman later on, transgender. And he said it was 1 year that he did Halloween, and he thought it was funny that his ass dressed up as a woman. He thought it was cute. So he even got a little joking with him. But he said later on, he turned out that he turned into a woman transgender. He said he regretted it. He should have seen this damn joke. He's up crying, seeing his son the first time dressed as a woman.
Right. They tell you that in Isaiah, right? Was it 9-13?
But the main point is that they're gonna regret everything they're doing. They're gonna regret it.
Right. What was it?
No. You talking about the on Dr. Phil?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he said he actually spanked him. He thought it was funny and spanked him like, you look pretty good to be a woman.
Oh,
yeah.
So you encouraged him.
Right.
The seed was already planted in his mind, and you just watered it.
Right.
You added Miracle Grow. He took it out the regular soil and put Miracle Grow in. You know what I'm saying? Let this nigga grow, and then now you mad.
Right.
You know, you see your son doing some shenanigans stuff, you smack him across the damn head, tell him don't do that. You understand? You see the woman dressing like a boy, you smack him over the head too, and let him know you can't do that.
That's right.
You're supposed to put in work on them. Put your foot in these children's asses if you have to.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. Thy own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore, and see that it is an evil thing, and bitter, that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord thy God of hosts.
All right. Okay. That's what it is, man. Go ahead. Let's keep going. 17th verse. 8 Nehemiah 8 and 17.
This is Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 17. When everyone has it, say con. And all the congregation of them that came out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Joshua the son of Nun, unto that day had not the children of Israel done so. And there was very great gladness.
And why was that? Because this was during the time of King Artaxerxes, right? King of Persia, who gave them permission to rebuild the city.
Right.
So they were celebrating because the Most High put their spirit on the Persians to let us do what we need to do. You see? So when there's going to be some good heathen, and the only time they're good is when the Most High put that spirit on them.
Right.
They're going to help us. You know what I'm saying? Don't deny that, because the Most High is the one that sent them. All right? Just don't bring them in here, though. Don't bring them in here. Don't marry your children to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't let their gifts destroy your heart.
Right.
All right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Also, day by day, from the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law of God. And they kept the feast 7 days. And on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according to the manner.
Right. So once again, this is repetition. That's why they keep reading the law, letting them know. When Christmas time come around, it's the same Christmas songs. When you go into the department stores, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got to catch yourself, because you be sitting there humming it. You're like, oh, what the hell? Damn spirit's jumping on you.
Temptation, yeah.
Then it's the same type of food. They got the eggnog, right? You got the Temptations. You got Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? All these damn spirits, man. The mistletoe is the same decorations. The chestnuts, you know, all these different is the same spirit. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, right? Jack Frost,
Right.
the Nutcracker. It's all the same spirit. Right, rumpa bum bum. Right, but that should their repetition with their demons. That's why the Lord got to be repetition also. That's why you got to keep letting the children know, teaching them the same stories. Right, they got the same shows on regular TV every year. Miracle on 34th Street. Go ahead.
And you also got to watch out, because even in the television broadcasting for your children, you can have your child watching Spider-Man. It'll be a Christmas episode, a Halloween episode. You know what I'm saying? You turn on Batman, Joker singing Jingle Bells, Batman smells. You know what I'm saying? They just try to force that thing on them, right? So we definitely got to implement this thing into our children's programming, because society wants to program them to serve Satan. Okay?
Right, and that's why the Most High's repetition. Is all of this is everybody be like, yo, we done read this before, read it on the first day, read it a couple times. This is why the Most High, how many times can you find that the Most High said He is the God that took you out of the land of Egypt?
Over and over.
Over and over again. Okay? And it ain't that time that He's gonna be that time is gonna, that title is gonna change. Because He tells you He's not gonna be known as that no more. And the next deliverance, He's gonna be known as the God that took us out the land of the north. So until then, we gotta keep reminding these children, because it tells you when the kids ask you, you gotta tell them what it is. You gotta remind them. Okay, let's go to Maccabees. First Maccabees 10 and 21, Baba Kashar. Out of the Apocrypha. This just to show, there was a lot of things that happened during the Feast of Tabernacles. A lot of major events. Okay, where did they get Hanukkah? How did they mimic? How did they mimic Tabernacles? Because Tabernacles was so dope, they gave you Hanukkah for 7 days.
Right.
And that's something we gotta try, man. We gotta open them damn booths in the cold winter, man. For Hanukkah, who with it? That's what we gotta say. You the only one that 2 people said. It's like, I ain't dealing with that. Huh? That's what we need. We gotta make sure there's more generators because it's gonna be cold. We gotta have some generators out there. It's gonna be brick. But damn it, the Maccabees did it. Go ahead.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 10, verse 21. So in the 7th month of the 116th year, at the Feast of Tabernacles, Jonathan put on the holy robe and gathered together forces and provided much armor.
So just know we went to war during this time too. That's where the Hanukkah come from. Okay, Hanukkah's not celebrating no 9-candle menorah with the dreidels, spinning it around, giving out gifts. No. They perverted Hanukkah as well. Okay, just like they pervert everything else. Hanukkah was wartime. That was a celebration of the victory of our forefathers and our big brothers, the Levites. You understand? They whipped them Greeks' asses all over the place, and we got to keep reminding the children about that as well.
Right.
Okay, let's go to 2 Maccabees 1 and 9. 1 and 9. 2 Maccabees 1 verse 9.
This is 2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 9. And now see that you kept the Feast of Tabernacle in the month Casliu.
That's what this month is known as. That's what the 7th month is known as. Okay, drop down to the 18th verse real quick.
Verse 18. Therefore, whereas we are now proposed to keep the purification of the temple upon the 5 and 25th day of the month Casliu, we thought it necessary to clarify you thereof, that ye also might keep it as the feast of the tabernacles and of the fire, which was given us when Nehemiah offered sacrifice, after that he had built the temple and the altar.
Right, so they mimicked it. They mimicked Hanukkah after the Feast of Tabernacles. That's how powerful Tabernacles is. And of course, Tabernacles, when you moving around with a tent, that's somewhere you could pitch it, right? It's somewhere you could pitch a tent because you're on the move. People's after you. You're getting ready for war. You can't stay stationed. If you stay stationed, you get destroyed.
Right.
Esau know where you at, you get destroyed. You got to keep moving.
Catch you lacking.
Right. You can't get caught lacking. You got to keep moving. We was a people sojourning all of our lives.
Right.
We still sojourning all through the wilderness of the Americas, man. And we're gonna get into that right now. Let's drop that. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 14. Just little more understanding on why and how America is a spiritual wilderness, man. You want to do that after this one, or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 26. When everyone has it, say "Con." This is Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 26. Well, actually, I'm going to start at verse 25. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcision, with the uncircumcised, Salakia, Egypt and Judah and Edom and all the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart. So the Most High, he's going to come back and punish the 2/3, those that got uncircumcised with these other nations. Now, he said to the utmost corners, meaning he acknowledges that we're spread across the 4 corners of the earth because he put us in captivity.
Right.
But amongst the nations, we're in the wilderness. And we're uncircumcised because in the wilderness, we're supposed to be humble. Like Chief said, it's supposed to humble us and circumcise our heart. But those that are uncircumcised, they get destroyed.
So now let's go to Revelations 12 and 14.
This is Revelations chapter 12, verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time.
Right. So who's that woman? What does it represent? It represents Israel.
That's right.
Who's those? Them 2 wings of a great eagle? Northern and Southern Kingdom.
Right.
Okay. So where's that wilderness? It's showing you that it's a spiritual Babylon. It's spiritual Babylon. Okay, because it talks about being in there for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. So we are in a spiritual wilderness.
Right.
Okay, now go ahead, read the next verse.
And to her place where she is nourished for a time, and a time and half a time from the face of the serpent.
So now how are we nourished? This is where we getting the truth at.
Right.
In this wilderness. This is where we getting this work at. This is where you're finding out. This is where this thing is ringing, man. It's ringing from Babylon across the 4 corners. But it's that voice in the wilderness. We're the representation of John the Baptist in the wilderness, man. That's what we represent right now. The world is hearing this truth out of all them Negroes all them people that hate them camps on the corners, them niggas that dress like Power Rangers, the Mortal Kombat characters. Yes. This work is coming out from those niggas you hate.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Right, everything. He throws everything at us. Everything you get, all of the man-made diseases, all of the GMOs, all of the doctrines, the philosophies, every damn thing, homosexuality, okay, gay rights, everything you can think of they're throwing at us, the jab, everything, right? Go ahead.
And the dragon was wrought with the woman, and when to make
Skip.
what's the lock here? And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
And what's that? How did the earth help us? The truth, right? The truth is ringing out through their inventions, the internet. Okay, the healing that the Most High has given us through what? Now, brothers and sisters is hip to certain herbs, medicines, so you don't have to take certain things that they give you. A lot of information. We're in the age of information, man.
Right.
You can Google anything in the palm of your hand.
The history, the archaeology.
The history, the archaeology, all of that is there now.
Right.
Before, remember back in the days, a lot of y'all young brothers don't know about it, but we used to have the damn 30, 40 book encyclopedia. The books was the size of this H.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody grandma had one of them sets in their house. The Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica.
Just
That-
commercials at night. We had to
Yeah.
commercials. Order one thing.
Right. Right.
And the phone book.
Right.
And the phone book too. You have to have the big ass encyclopedia, the big ass phone book, right? The Farmer's Almanac. Those are the three big books that we used to keep up with society. But now we got this. So that's how the earth opened up. Like everything is open right now. You can even Google where you at with Google Maps.
Yeah, now.
Siri.
Come.
That's how serious we're.
Right. Siri too.
Yeah, history, archaeology, and all that too. Go back to, I just want to link something real quick because we can see the same understanding even during the time of Moses. Revelations 12, you brought out 12, 14, and 15. Go to Exodus 19 and 3. You see the same thing going on here. Right? Because like Chief said, we were brought into the wilderness to be fed for a time, right? So this is why you got to take advantage of the fact that we are where we are now with this understanding and this truth. Right? Like Charles Paul brought out, you got technology, you got all kinds of ways to reach brothers to get this knowledge. So you really don't have any excuse not to keep the feast days, keep the laws, right? To keep up with this thing, right? So you got to put that effort towards it. You got to take your time and study. But we're going to see the same understanding here that is being brought out in Revelation 12. Exodus 19 and 3.
This is Exodus chapter 19, verse 3. When everyone has it, say con. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord had called up unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel,
Read on.
Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you out on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself.
Right. So believe it or not, that's what the Most High is doing in these last days. Right. He's gathering us from all four corners of the earth. Right. And we're seeing the same revelation that was played out in Revelation coming up here. Right. Read on.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed.
Read that again.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed.
Read on.
And keep my covenant.
And do what?
And keep my covenant.
That's extremely important. Right? We're in the last days now. We got to keep these covenants. Right? We got to keep the laws of God. Reach out to brothers. If you lack understanding in anything, reach out to brothers, man.
Right.
Right? Read. Right? Hold that. Go to Revelations 1 and 3 real quick. And after that, I'll yield. You're done. All right? Y'all can read more into that. It links up with the scripture Chief brought out. All right?
This is Revelations chapter 1 verse 3. When everyone has it, say con. Blessed is he that readeth.
What?
Blessed is he that readeth.
Read on.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy.
Right. These are the words of this prophecies, man. Right? Read on.
And keep those things which are written therein. For the time is at hand.
For the what?
For the time is at hand.
For that I yield.
Right. And that's what we're getting into right now. That with the next scripture of Revelation 12 and 17. You had to say something?
No.
Okay. But this is what we're dealing with. We're in this spiritual wilderness, man. We're wandering. Even with gentrification, you be raised on a block. Now Esau moving in. Now you got to move out. This was your hood. This was the hood, the ghetto where Esau ain't want to go.
Right.
Where they was scared to walk through. Now they selling O Block. O Block was bought, right? O Block now Chief Keef and what was Lil Durk got to go. Negroes got to go, but Tekashi couldn't walk through there. But they gonna let Esau walk through there and take it from him.
Right.
Hey, it's like I just bought a bag of ice. To care to my homeboy and his grandma because both of them incapacitated right now.
Mm-hmm.
And man, the ice at the convenience store cost $3.20. And I went back in there because I bought some gas too at the same time. Now after I looked at the receipt, I was like, man, this ice costs $3.20. I went back in the store and let the guy know. I said, man, y'all over here raping us in the hood.
Right.
I'm serious. Y'all just over here dragging us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Robbing us, man. It was like, oh, it's not me. It's the policy. It's the store.
Right.
I'm like, man, y'all. We need to get y'all up out of here, man. Y'all just.
And that's what it is. Also now with inflation, right? So-called inflation. They're not really telling you the truth. That is the dollar that's dropping. Right. So all the stuff that's being imported and exported is getting. It's not worth the dollar bill. The dollar bills ain't worth it no more.
Right.
That's why they charging extra. It's not no inflation. It's the dollar bill ain't being backed. That's why the world is going crazy. That's why we're going into World War III.
Right.
You understand? So, just like, once again, we in the hood. Now they moving us out. Now where Negroes is going? Where you going to move to? You see? But if you look at what's happening, the way the Most High moving things around, look at Puerto Rico. The hurricane after hurricane. Most of them Ephraimites is coming here. Right. They're coming to the Americas now.
Right.
The Barbados, right? South America, Mexico, earthquakes in Mexico.
All the tribes.
The hurricane hit Santo Domingo. You see, so the Most High is slowly bringing everybody here.
That's right.
He bringing them to the spiritual wilderness. Right. All the tribes.
All the tribes.
You know what I'm saying? They making their ways here. Was in Haiti at the border of Mexico, border of Texas last year.
Yeah. Mexico. Yeah.
Bringing in a bunch of Levites, a bunch of priests right now.
Right.
Once they put in here, this is where the truth is ringing.
That's right.
A lot of those brothers and sisters that's so poor they don't got a smartphone for internet, but just so happened they walked out the train from sleeping on the train and boom, in front of a camp.
That's right. That's right.
You see that? That's the way the Most High working this thing, man. Most High working. You think, see the numbers that you see on TV, on YouTube. Shout out to IUIC with all them great numbers that they got in. But trust and believe that the numbers is way bigger than that.
That's right. That's right.
Way bigger than all of the camps put together. The Most High got people that you'll never see on YouTube following His law, statutes, and commandments. Most High working, man. You understand? But he's slowly bringing everybody to the Americas.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead. 17. 12 or 17. Kind of like that.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Jesus Christ.
Mashiach, Yahweh. So the war is coming. War is coming on all fronts. It's happening economically. It's happening. It's been happening spiritually.
Right.
Okay. There's a war right now in the Christian church. You know how many members they're losing?
Right.
How much money they're losing? Because of this truth.
That's right.
And the Most I tell you in Revelation the 7th chapter that the angels is holding back the destruction until this seal is the elected seal, man.
You got all manner of religions, Islam. Now, even the Buddhists, they losing people.
Right.
They're losing people to this truth, but now they're trying to unite all together. The Pope trying to bring it all in.
Right.
Bring it all in.
Yeah.
Salakia.
We got the huddle going on.
Real quick. This is the highest inflation has been in this country, right? You got the feds trying to, increase the interest rate, right, to kind of slow things down with inflation, but it's not even working, man. This place is finished. There's a lot going on that it keeps in high. But our people are so busy and caught up with crazy folly things, they're not paying attention to these things.
Yeah.
Right? The Most High is turning the curses on this damn place, man. Right? This is why we got to stay in the scriptures, man. But you go
It's
ahead.
it's like Ahmad said, it's not really the inflation, it's the dollar dropping.
Right.
And that's so crazy when it comes to our people, because let's be honest, our people worship money. It's simply because we grew up without none. We came from slavery. We hustle what we can do in the hood. So our people tend to worship money, but they don't realize that the thing they worship the most is dying. It's failing. Like it's basically almost done. Right? You know, my wife got family members in Kuwait. The Kuwait dollar's already more than Americans. The euro's already more than American. The damn, I think Canadian dollar just passed the American dollar. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese dollar's more than American now.
Esau ain't gonna put that out.
You know, he's not gonna put that out, but that's what's happening.
Right.
The American dollar is dropping and dropping and dropping. The only way you could go get a good value for American dollars if you go to one of those Israelite countries like Jamaica, Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, Honduras, places like that, Mexico. Those are only places where the U.S. dollar is still a lot. Probably some places in Africa, you know what I'm saying? You know, other than that, the American dollar is dropping. And it's about to be a wrap.
It's a place that they got the stronghold. They're trying to hold it, keep it there. But, you know, you got Russia and China going to these places and visiting these places. Most of them started to swap over.
Right. And Salakia, look at how they cornered the market against us. Right. Check this out. Now all the feds they bringing up these RICO charges against rappers, and these are the rappers that are actually making money.
Right.
They're the rappers making money. They tie. Of course, you're gonna have some dude connected to one of them, the neighborhood drug dealer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they get caught and they gonna snitch on everybody. That's what happens. That's how these rappers get caught up.
Right.
But look at the music industry. Back in the days, we had the CDs. Now we got live streams. The CDs, Jake used to make a killing, man.
Right.
You know, how you think Master P got on? Okay, selling CDs from the back of his car. They came right. All these different rappers back then made millions, man, off of hustling their music on their own. They first had the tape, then they gave us the CD. And they took that away because they saw niggas was making money. They took the weed away, right, and it gave you the dispensaries and made it legal. Now they stopped Issachar from making money. Right. Now they stopped Benjamin, the Rasta man, from making his money off the weed. Anything we hustle, they shut it down.
Right.
When they see there's a loophole in it, they shut it down. Even the drug game, the cocaine coming from Colombia, that used to be Asher, they shut that down. Now they give you generic drugs from CVS Pharmacy. So they corner the market where they keep us in the wilderness. They got us popping pills now. You see how Esau is the devil? And now the rappers they're not making money the way they used to. You can't really go platinum now because of the streams. You can't sell 1 million records. Now it's all about streaming. You see what I'm saying? And then half of these rappers, they don't get paid for their streams because somewhere down the line, they're bootlegging that too. Because this physical CD was different because you could bootleg it, but a lot of people like collectors, people like the DJs, they want the official CD. They want the official vinyl. Now you can't get that no more.
Right.
It's hard to get it. So they shut. Esau keeps us in the wilderness.
Right.
That's the serpent with the flood.
Right.
You understand? So, but it's also to show you that this is not our rest. No matter how comfortable you try to get. And yes, some people probably live a little bit better off than others. You probably got a little bit extra on your table than your daily bread. But it still don't make you nothing. You can have all the millions in the world, and a white man still look at you as a nigga.
That's right.
LeBron James, before he went to the LA Lakers, his mansion in LA, they put "Go Home, Nigga."
Right.
That lady, that white lady on Fox News told that nigga to shut up and dribble the basketball. And that man is a billionaire. The first billionaire in the NBA active NBA player. Steph Curry's coming next. Stop playing with that light, man.
Like he just signed a $1 billion deal with Amrio.
Right. And that's from endorsement. That's not from the NBA.
From endorsement.
You see? So and those people that got that, according to their contracts, they can't help the niggas. They can't help the niggas. That's part of their oath. When you look at Akon, when Akon was trying to fix the water in Flint, Michigan, they said, "Nah, nigga, you ain't gonna do that." He got this. He was gonna bring the same stuff that he cleaned the water in Africa with.
Yeah, because he did do that.
Right. And Akon was gonna clean the water in Flint, Michigan. That's why the jury's out on Akon, man. I don't know. I think the brother's Israel. The jury's out. I'm not gonna say he is, but damn it, he tried to do for Detroit, man. You know, not Detroit, Michigan, Flint, and that's all Negroes, man. You know what I'm saying? And they stopped him. There was NBA players they tried to put together to clean that up too, and they shut them down. So there's a certain level and certain height that you just can't do it.
There was a regular Israelite man, a brilliant Israelite man by the name of Moses, that had an invention where he took the water vapor and made clean water from Flint, Michigan, and they sabotaged his damn machine.
And then they tried to buy him out of it, and he wouldn't sell out of it. And then they started sabotaging.
Right. You see, and then go ahead.
Good news though, it's a woman and it's another man that had the same invention that took his blueprint, and now they like trying to export it to other states.
Yeah, they gonna do it, but Esau's still gonna halt it, man. You know what I'm saying? And the elect, because a lot of our people, when you look at Detroit and all of that, Michigan, them niggas is crazy out there, man.
Right.
They crazy. The Lord is gonna kill who He want to kill with the sword of Esau and take the elect out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's none of these inventions and these demonic spirits can do to the elect. Okay.
It's like Dr. Savior, he was out here really helping his people too. You know, curing a lot of people of disease, blindness, and stuff of that nature. Man, they was messing up their pharmaceutical business, so they had to kill them, man. They had to get rid of them.
Yeah, they say he had the cure for AIDS.
They say Left Eye was on the way back here with it too.
Right.
They had the shot. They didn't understand that Magic Johnson spent 13 weeks over there with Dr. Savior. And that's when they hammered back down on him.
I didn't know that one.
You know?
What?
And forbid him to go and forbid open and let him on the show.
Yeah, what? Substitute real quick.
What do you need? You need a beater?
Look back. Come on. Yeah, let's go to Psalms 106, man. Psalms 106 and 2. We're gonna start from the second verse and we're gonna wind it down and get to the festivities. Yeah. I know the kids like finally. Alright, finally. Okay, Psalms 106, we're gonna start from the second verse.
This is small.
Lord. Goddamn camel, man. Goddamn elephant.
Benjamin always got kicks at me.
That just makes crazy. That man had, did I do that moment? It's right there. Yeah, you know why it fell? Because the Levite priest ain't like it. You got the Levite priest need to like it. That's why. We're going to get back to it once the menorah is lit. That man blowing out candles over here. Yeah.
You ain't gonna make it on
John, he just ain't going to make it. That's your phone already? Okay. What? Done. Okay, let's get to it. Psalms 106 and 2, Baba Kashar.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 2. Who can utter the mighty acts of the Lord? Who can show forth all His praise?
So who can do that? Who can do that besides Israel, man? Only Israel can do that. We still here after everything, all of the devices, Satan devices they throw at us, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Blessed are they that keep the judgments, and he that doeth righteousness at all times.
Those are the ones that are blessed. Those are the ones that Flint, Michigan water can't harm. Those are the ones that the Newark, New Jersey water can't harm.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 4. Remember me, O Yahweh, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people. O visit me with thy salvation.
Yeah, this is David. He talking that talk, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 5. That I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glory with thine inheritance.
And that's what we all are trying to achieve right now. We're trying to get the blessings, man. We're trying to reverse the curses. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 6. We have sinned with our fathers. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly.
Right, still to this day. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea.
Right. We provoked him, man.
Yeah.
We always pissing the Most High off. And that's why we stuck in this condition. Like that, Joker.
6 and 6.
Hopefully it stay lit.
Yeah.
So we on verse 8.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 8. Nevertheless, he saved them. 8. Nevertheless, he saved them from his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known.
Right. The Most High even saved the wicked of our people back then just to show off. Just to be an example for us today, man.
Right.
Just to let us know he took them out of Egypt, but he bodied them in the wilderness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can make it out of this wilderness and get bodied in the next wilderness.
Right.
You understand? This is the test grounds, man. We learning this thing. We are actually the forefront of this truth, man. All the camps that you see on the highways and byways is the forefront. We the first line of defense. We the first line of defense. We are that first fruit right now.
Right.
That's waking up. You understand? The shout out to the elders that been doing this, but we ain't never seen this many people waking up. And I don't mean to sound. Check this out. Back when I came in this truth in '98, and I ain't gonna hold you. When I was in this thing, I ain't see this many pretty women. There was a lot of ugly, real, like, not ugly women, but women not of my tasting. They was definitely not of my liking. And now all of a sudden there's a lot of pretty single sisters in this truth. You know, young brothers coming up. You didn't see this. I was a young brother in the truth. Came in at 16. But that was like a unicorn back then. There was no young brothers like that. I was amongst older men. So now we seeing brothers coming in 14, 15, 16 years old, spitting verses like swinging a sword like samurais, man. You see what I'm saying? This is the Most High. This is that front line is getting built up. The Most High, he's lining them up, and it look crazy. If you could see back then to now, you'll see this evolving of this truth, man. And even certain understandings that we had back then, now we're getting the full understanding now. You know, a lot of different secrets are being revealed with this truth. And this generation is different. You know, this generation is different. And what's crazy is when you look at the generation of Joshua and Caleb, that old generation died off. That old generation died off. And yes, a lot of them old elders got to die. Because a lot of them old elders is the ones in the way of us unifying.
Right.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish nobody dead. But a lot of them elders are in the way. They got the old leaven and they just baking cakes every day.
Right.
They're baking cakes. They got a goddamn bread factory. They got yeast infections. That's how much yeast these niggas got. Old leaven these niggas got.
Right.
And they in the way of the younger men coming together. Y'all don't got the beef from the old One West. A lot of these old brothers, these old elders, that's what they dwelling on. Old goddamn leaven from One West.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You still holding grudges for oil table in One West.
20 years ago.
20, 30 years ago, bro. Like, let it go. How many days of atonement has passed?
Right.
You niggas are still murmuring. You gotta go. And the Most High is paving the way by bringing all this new fruit in. That's the generation of Joshua and Caleb. This is the spiritual aspect. This is the different tent now. This ain't the tents that was in that old wilderness. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 9. He rebuked the Red Sea also, and it was dried up. He led them through the depths as through the wilderness.
Right. He dried that Red Sea up. He made us so we wouldn't get caught by Pharaoh and them Egyptians, man.
Right.
Dried it up, split it. Let's walk through now. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 10. And he saved them from the hand of him that hated them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy.
Right. He did that, man. The Most High get all glory. And that's the same thing he gonna do now. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11. And the waters covered their enemies. There was not one of them left.
That's cold, man. That's cold. The Most High is forever merciful, but the Most High will kill your ass.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 12. Then believed they his words. They sang his praise.
Right, when they seen that, they would believe that. They sung his praise. They're like, oh, hallelujah. Oh, praise and honor and glory to the Most High. They was in it because they witnessed it. They seen it. And just mind you, we ain't seen none of that yet. We ain't see a chariot blow up a damn a submarine yet. We ain't see a spaceship, a chariot destroy a nuclear missile that's coming right for us. The nuclear missile is 30 seconds to hit ground, and then boom, the nuclear missile disappears because there's a elect standing there. And then you see it just, it probably, the chariot coming and just open the window and just takes it in for more radiation. Like, you ever see them cartoons when they shoot, like Bugs Bunny, he's shooting at them and he sucks in all the bullets and then spits them back out. Right. They got it in the mask.
Yeah, like the mask.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The Most High. They showed a video of the chariot when the chariot, they were shooting at it and the chariot did like a whip around and threw it back at them. You ain't see that one? Y'all seen that one? The chariot threw all the missiles right back at them. Boom. And it was crazy. Like it just reversed it. And that's what you see on the internet.
In mid-stride, too.
Right, in mid-stride. Imagine seeing that thing. We all sitting at camp and you hear the sirens going off. And the nuclear missile, and you see that joker coming. And then the chariot come out. That's going to make your faith go on another level, man. That's going to make your faith go on another level.
And also that one where the guy was launching, he was doing that, Esau was doing that test shot with the missiles, right, the nuclear missiles. And the chariot just went around the missile and just kind of zapped it in these little spots. And that thing just fell, just disarmed it while it was going up.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I ain't see that one.
And the missile was going at like damn near light speed, and the chariot was going so fast that it went around the missile. Like the missile was slow.
You know how Superman can fly around and stand in front of something? Right. Yeah, that's moving.
Yeah.
That's how the chariot did.
That's how the chariot did. The missile went. Right, yeah, just disabled it.
God, man. So our forefathers seen that, man. They seen that, and they still gave up the damn ghost. They still lack faith. They got bored and tired of this truth. Right. You have individuals like that. Yo, I'm tired of doing this. Yo, we going to camp again? Yeah, nigga. We ain't still the elect. We still fishing. It ain't hunting season. Get your ass out there. Bring your damn fishing pole.
Right.
Okay, or bring your net. Let's go. Go ahead.
Okay, what was that? 11, 12, 13, Salakia. Verse 13, they soon forgate his works. They waited not of his counsel.
Right, you forgot. You didn't wait on the Most High's counsel. You forgot his works. You just seen him split the Red Sea. You've seen him drown the Egyptians. And you forgot. How can you forget when you see something like that? Your faith's supposed to be on 1 trillion after that. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. But lusted exceedingly in the wilderness and tempted Yahweh in the desert.
Right. They lusted exceedingly and tempted the Most High in the desert, man. Israel's bugged out. Let me get this other scripture real quick. Let me get this mad. Somebody know that mad because there wasn't a table in the wilderness? Somebody got that one? This one is cold. Let me show you how Israel's crazy.
You looking for it? Psalm 78, 19, yeah.
Give me that. Psalm 78 and 19.
I think it's in Numbers too, but
Yeah, it's a Psalms.
Right. And landed right on.
Right, yeah, that's it. Check this thing out, man.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, and verse 19. Yea, they spake against Yahweh. They said, can Yahweh furnish a table in the wilderness?
What the hell? The Negroes wanted to eat at a table in the wilderness.
Right.
And they spoke against the Most High for not having a table for niggas to eat on. How ungrateful can you niggas be?
Right.
You want a furnished table in the wilderness. What's wrong with these niggas? You just seen all of that. You know how many times I eat standing up?
Right.
How many times we used to be on the block, we chill on the stoop eating some fried rice and chicken wings in the hood.
Standing up.
Get a damn pie from Domino's. You sitting on the corner, put it on the top of a car hood.
Got your drink on the floor, you reaching to get your drink.
Right.
Drink some, put
And
it
you
down.
comfortable as hell.
Yeah.
But you niggas want a damn table in the wilderness furnished.
Right.
Jake is something, man. Jake is something. Okay? So, once again, where we was at just before?
Can you keep on going on that?
On what? In 79? 78?
320,
Yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to bring that one out. Because Israel's ungrateful bastards, man.
Right.
We some ungrateful bastards. It is what it is, man. And guess what? That was us. We getting it right now. That was us back then. We was some wicked niggas back then, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It took time for Yahweh to get right. From Adam to Solomon to Yahweh. So the same way we getting perfected. The elect is getting perfected. Most High willing, we the hopeful elect. You understand? We getting perfected. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 20. Behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. And he give bread also.
Right.
Say, can he get bread?
Salakia, yeah. I'll start from the top. Behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also?
Right, niggas want bread too. He gave you the waters. It's spiritual too, but he gave you waters, and you niggas want bread. It's like, it's crazy. And then it be no bullshit. It be the people that come empty-handed.
Right.
It be the ones that come empty-handed, and they be like, yo, there's no more rice. There's no more chicken. Yo, bro, there's no more yacht. Where's the yayan? They on that Snoop Dogg. Everybody got their cut, but they ain't chipped in. You know what I'm saying? It be those, man. And they be the most ungrateful individuals. Like, the Most High don't have to give you nothing. But he gave you a plate. Now you mad because there's no to-go plate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you want to make the food. You want to make the to-go plate before everybody else eat. Israel something, man. Israel something. But this is how you tell. That sound like niggas in the hood. That sound like some ungrateful niggas. That's not Esau. That's not the other nations. That sound like niggas, man. Damn. Even in the world when you smoking weed, right? You smoking a weed. Yo, can I hit that? What you talking about? This is back then when the exotics started first coming out, the hydro and everything. Those were $20 blunts. Yo, can I hit that? No.
He got a pocket full of
Right, you got a pocket full of lint. No. You know what I'm saying? You see a nigga walk into the store, you see them go in the liquor store, then you be waiting outside like, don't wait for him to buy something.
Right.
You don't chip in, but then you asking for a cup. Israel, that's Israel. This is the Bible is describing black people, man.
Right.
Latino people. Puerto Ricans are the same way. Niggas are the same way. I seen a brother say that before. Oh, I'm tired of Southern Kingdom women. I want me a Northern King. Nigga, you think the curses is different on the Northern Kingdom? The same loudmouth black woman is going to be the same loudmouth Latino woman. She's just going to cuss you out in Spanish. You see what I'm saying?
Just some sazon on it.
Right. She's just going to cuss you out. These curses is real. We the same damn people, man. This is the same people of the wilderness. Okay, go ahead. Go back to 106.
Slocky, you got to bring the rest of that out, though. Listen.
Okay, go ahead, come.
Right? Can he provide flesh for his people? Verse 21.
Right, now they want meat, they want bread. Not only do they want meat and bread, but they want a table for him to put it on. You can't make that up.
Everybody ask for Tabasco sauce.
Right.
Oh, you know, hot sauce.
Yeah. No hot sauce, no ketchup. Niggas want mustard. No, you ain't got no salt. Oh my God.
Pharaoh gave us a lunch table.
Right. Pharaoh gave us a lunch table. Come on, man. This is Israel.
Box milk.
Right. There's more on that? Okay, let's go back to 106. Where we at? 106 and 14. Read that 14 again.
Okay, it's kind of back, but all right. Verse 14. But he lusted exceedingly in the wilderness and tempted Yahweh in the desert.
Right. But lusted exceedingly. And now lust don't have to just be over a woman or a man. They was lusting after food. They lusted after a damn table to eat on. They lusted after many things. Your lust can be anything. It could be money. All right. It could be whatever, a show. And he's like, yo, it's the Sabbath. I know it's the Sabbath, but
the game on.
The game on. Yo, they gonna show you the new episode of Power. We gotta watch it. Cain is coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's the Sabbath. It's the feast day, right? Housewives of Atlanta. Eve gotta see it. This is the thing. I brought it up before. I love basketball. I love to watch it. You understand? My Brooklyn Nets played. I still haven't seen the highlights. I know they won because I seen it on my timeline, but I couldn't watch the highlights, and I'm dying to watch it because they beat Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? That's a good game. You know, so I want to watch all the highlights because the NBA looked good this year, but I gotta wait till the sundown.
He mean the Nets look good this year.
Not all the NBA look good. There's a lot of different teams. It is an exciting thing to watch.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm a fan. That's my pleasure. So I gotta put it to the side.
Right.
Gotta put it to the side. Okay? But people lust after everything, man. How people lust after everything. You can see table, meat, bread. Niggas want a hero.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
Verse 15. And he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul.
Right. He gave them what they asked for. Okay? But he still, you're going to see what else he's going, what he's going to deal with. What we dealt with. Go ahead.
Verse 16. They envied Moses also in the camp.
Right.
And Aaron the saint of the Lord.
Right. So not only did they lust after food, material things, they also lusted after leadership. You got people in there. Yeah, I can't wait for something to happen to the elders so I can take his spot. Or the camp leader. I can't wait till he fall off. You know, I want to be the camp leader. I want to sit there. I want to bring out the lesson. This happens. This happens, man. People want other people's spot, not knowing everybody's spot is not the same.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody can't play the same position.
Everybody's spot is very important as well.
Right.
From the smallest to the top.
Right.
Right.
Salakia, real quick. This account is actually the Levites that went against Moses and Aaron. And
Right.
they knew better. When you go to, I think it's Numbers 16 chapter, the first verse on down, you read this account that is being brought up here in Psalms 106. Right? They knew better and they went against eldership, like Chief just said. But Salaki, I yield.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, go ahead. Well, look at the apostles. When Yahushua cut them, when the apostles was arguing about who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom, they wanted a spot. They wanted it, but that goes back to what Solomon said: all man is vanity.
Right.
You understand? Well, all vanity is lying dormant. You just like he said, we're all a filthy rag.
Right.
But you gotta learn that balance and control. You know what I'm saying? You can't bite more than you can chew. You gotta keep that balance, and don't ever let that covet spirit enter into your soul for your brother or your sister, man.
That's right.
Most High command us to love each other.
That's right.
That covet and that lust is heavy in Israel, man. It's heavy in Israel.
That's right.
So keep that in mind, and believe it or not, it ain't everything it cracks up to be. Yeah, brothers see a YouTube video, oh man, I want that spot. Nah, it don't work that way. Okay, we made national news, and I'm gonna tell you like this: they doxed my wife. They tried to dox me. We was getting threatening calls at her job. Okay, they was threatening to kill her and follow her. They was threatening me. I was blocking every damn thing on Facebook. I'ma kill you, nigga. You called my son a school shooter. I'ma kill you. We was getting them threats. It's different. It's different. Everybody ain't prepared for that. Okay, Malcolm was getting those threats. That thing is spooky because you could probably handle yourself, but now you got to worry about your wife and your kids.
Right.
That's different. That's a different ball game. I don't care. You surround me, cracker. Leave my wife and kid alone, but they ain't gonna do that. They said the scriptures say they have no pity on elderly, younger, women or children. Yeah, they don't got they got no pity on us. So you know they're gonna do as dirty as they can. And they never had no damn nigga speak like that to their children before.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 17. The earth opened and swallowed up Dathan and consumed the company of Abiram.
Right. The earth swallowed them up, man. And that's again the earth helping the children of Israel. Just like in Revelation. Okay, whether it's physical or whether it's spiritual. Go ahead.
And a fire was kindled in their company. The flame burnt up the wicked.
Right. So it's just a matter of time. And just because, like the scriptures say, you might know some wicked cats in Israel. You might know some people that's committing all types of foul sins and living foul. And you like, damn, why these niggas ain't getting it? You know what used to be crazy to me? Because I knew better. And I was in the world. And I'm smoking weed. And I'm smoking. There's cats that's smoking more than me. And I'm like, why these niggas ain't coughing? And I'm coughing up lungs, man. My thing, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, yo, how these niggas smoke? They keep smoking and nothing's wrong with their lungs. Most I was whipping my ass.
That's right.
Saying, you think you better get off that. But that judgment ain't hit them yet.
Right.
And what it say, the lack of, just because the judgment lack? What scripture is that? So one of y'all give me that. Huh?
Ecclesiastes 8:11.
Give me that. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Hold that real quick.
Bring it out.
I know I got to just throw it out there. I know the watchmen know that. Young boys sharp. You got samurais and ninjas over there. You ready?
Yeah. It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against the evil work is not is not executed speedily.
Right.
Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. Because they feel like nothing's happening. Why not continue to sin? That's the same way I felt. I used to say, well, I'm a smoke. That's why I got Bob Marley tatted on me. I backslided and got Bob Marley. I said, I'm a smoke till I die. Most High gave me bronchitis, said, nigga, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Right.
And that was the worst. I'm going to tell you like this. When the asthma pump don't work, the ibuterol don't work, You know, the albuterol you put in the gas, the mask, that joker don't work, and you coughing, and every time you cough, you feel like your lungs is coming out your behind. That's a different ball game, man. That's why I got the fear of the Lord to never ever smoke again. And I be tempted. I be like, man, nobody can see me in this woods. I live in the damn woods. I would love to smoke and walk with my dogs all around the woods. But I fear that the Most High kill me, and I won't have no reception to reach anybody in the middle of the woods. That's fear.
A slow death.
Right. And my dogs just look at me like, yo, what's wrong with you, nigga? And that's the last thing I'm seeing.
With the Scooby-Doo face.
Right. Good ball licking. Good ball like, yo, what you doing, man?
I stopped
You know
playing.
what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the fear, man. Okay, and some people count slackness on that.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead, give me what you, let's go back to 106.
Before you do that, hit Psalm 73 and 1.
Psalm 73.
Yeah, get Psalm 73 and 1 just to let me back on he's saying.
Con. Everybody got to say con.
Yeah, bring that out.
Con. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73 and verse 1. Okay, truly God is good to Israel, even such as are of a clean heart.
Read.
But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. Verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
That's what it is. You get caught slipping if you envying the foolish and you're looking at the prosperity of the wicked. They only prospered in their wickedness because they already chose their side and they meant for the lake of fire. You understand? That's why they prospered in that wickedness. But don't let that distract you where your feet nearly slipping and you fall off. Right? And that's how you know it's a black man's book. He said it because I was slipping. I was tripping. You understand? We the only ones that talk in that lingo. That him losing focus, he compared it to him falling and slipping. Right? And that what DMX said, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. You know what I'm saying? That's the lingo that we use.
Kind of that even has been mutated into lacking.
Right.
Used to be slipping. We used to say slipping, man. You slipping, boy. Then they got caught slipping. Now you got caught lacking. Same thing.
Con. Yeah, let's go get back to 106.
18. 106 and 18.
Con. That's 11. Okay, con. We're going to wind it down with a couple more, and then we're just going to hit John 7 and 1. Where we at? 19.
Okay. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 19. They made a calf in Horeb and worshipped the molten image. Verse 20. Thus they changed the glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass.
Right. They changed their glory to a damn ox, man.
That eateth
grass. This is what you want? It's crazy.
That's your God?
That is your God. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, like Shaka Zulu.
Verse 20. Thus they changed that was already 21. They forgate Yahweh their Savior, which had done great things in Egypt. Verse 22. Wondrous works in the land of Ham, and terrible things by the by the Red Sea. Verse 22. Therefore he said that he would destroy them, had not Moses his chosen stood before him in the breach, to turn away his wrath, lest he should destroy them.
You see that? The same way Yahweh shall plead for us, Moses did the same thing, man. Moses did the same thing. That's why Moses is right there.
Right.
He right there under Yahweh Shai. Okay? Him and Elijah.
Salakia. Moses was a mediator for Israel.
Right.
Look at it. Same role Yahweh Shai played, you know. So
in the physical. But even there was that mediator, when you go through the spirit, that Yahweh Shai was mediating between Moses and the Most High.
That's right.
You see, when you go deeper.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 23. Okay, 23. What was that? Oh, Slack 24. Yea, they despise the pleasant land. They believe not his word.
Right, you despise the land. You don't believe the word. You don't believe his word. You've seen everything. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 25, but murmured in their tents.
But murmured in their tents. Now, if we're the tents today, when you murmur, guess what you're doing? When them thoughts that come into your head, you don't even have to say it. You don't have to utter it out your mouth. There have to be no sound that comes out your mouth. But if you murmur in your thoughts, man, you saying, damn, man, this thing is hard, damn. You're not taking it cheerfully. You murmuring. The Most High hear what's going on in your tent. Okay, go ahead.
And hearken not unto the voice of the Lord. Verse 26. Therefore he lifted up his hand against them to overthrow them in the wilderness.
Right.
Verse 27. To overthrow their seed also among the nations, and to scatter them into the lands.
Right. So even to overthrow our seeds, man, and scatter us into the nations. Go ahead.
Verse 28. They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor, and ate the sacrifices of the dead.
Still to this day. Go ahead.
Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague break in upon them.
Right. You invented, your inventions is just pure wicked, man. Still to this day. We went from boosting to selling drugs to gang banging to scamming, all types of madness.
Right.
This is what we invent. This is what we deal with. All types of inventions of wickedness. Cooking up crack. Niggas don't even want to smoke regular weed no more. Now they want to make the airplanes a regular blunt. Now they want to smoke an airplane.
Right.
Niggas be making the menorah. They'll turn the damn weed into a menorah. They'll put a bunch of joints together. Niggas will smoke a menorah. And they light all of them. You see them niggas lighting all of them. Where do how do you have time to think of that? You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. When you analyze it, niggas is bugged out. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. I was, first of all, I'm too lazy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? So these are just spirits that we have to transform into those goodly bows, man. Okay.
The Most High say that we are wise to do evil. You know, we know all different kind of ways to get evil. You know, kind of get wicked. You know, do a little wicked stuff. You know?
Come on. Let's go to John. We're gonna close it out with your H.O.I. John 7:1. Baba Kushal.
Everybody got it, say come. This is the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now after these things, Yahweh walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. Verse 2. Now the Jews' feast of Tabernacles was at hand.
Right. So why, if you call yourself a Christian, why are you not keeping the Feast of Tabernacles? Why they don't keep that in Christianity? Why they don't keep that in the Christian church and the Baptist church? Why the Jehovah's Witnesses don't keep that? The Mormons. If you a follower of Christ, Jesus Christ, you don't even know what the Feast of Tabernacles inquires, man. You don't even know what it is. Think about it. When have you ever seen a Christian celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles? A so-called Christian. They don't even know what that is. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. His brethren therefore said unto him, depart hence and go into Judea, that thy disciples also may see the works that thou doest.
Right. So they was encouraging Yahweh, yo, go hold it down, man. Show them what you do, man. Right? But what he say?
Verse 4. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to ye world.
Right. But he knew his time wasn't his time. That's why he snuck in there. But even as a wanted man, he gonna hold down that feast.
Right.
Even as a wanted man, there was no stopping the Most High law. Because guess what? If he didn't keep it, then he what? He broke the law. He didn't break the law. So even so what is your excuse if you can't keep the feast day? Man got a bounty on his head, and he's going to keep it. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 5. For neither did his brethren believe in him. Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready.
Right. My time is not yet come, man. Go ahead.
Verse 7. The world cannot hate you, but the world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it, that the works therefore are evil.
Right.
Verse 8. Go ye up unto the feast. I go not up, I go not up yet unto this feast, for my time is not yet full come.
Right. So what did Yahushua command them to do? Go up and keep the feast.
Wow. Yeah.
Yahushua commanded the disciples, yo, go and keep it. Don't worry about it. I'll come up there a little later. I'll be up there. Just don't wait for me. Go hold it down.
Hold it down.
Who says Salaki? Come.
From verse 4, can you read it again real quick?
Yeah.
Verse 4. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he himself seeketh to be known openly.
It's like, yeah. You see, he ain't even stunned on you. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't gonna even stun on you. I could have done it openly. I could do these things, miracles and stuff like that, openly if I choose to. But this is not my time to do all that stuff. Let me go ahead and just make sure that everything's settled with y'all, where I can do my miracles as it is my time to do so in the name of y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Nate.
You could have stunned on him, but you didn't.
He was no stunting. They were gonna kill him. There was no stunting.
No, I'm talking about the miracle part.
Right. Yeah, but right. Come. I hear what you're saying. But once again, he told them to keep the feast. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 9. When he had said these words unto them, he abode still in Galilee. Verse 10. But when his brethren were gone up, then went he also up unto them, up unto the feast. Not up unto the feast, not openly, but as it were in secret.
Right. Not openly, but as it were in secret. Okay, right. Kept that hoodie on. Hoodie low. Kept the brim low. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11. Then the Jews sought him at the feast and said, where is he?
Right. They're looking for him. Where is he? You know, they know he's supposed to keep the law. So where is he?
Where is he?
Go ahead.
And there was much murmuring.
What was there?
Much murmuring.
So there was much murmuring. This thing is known. This is what our people is known for. We some murmuring bastards. Okay, go ahead.
Among the people concerning him. For some said, he is a good man. Others said, nay, but he deceiveth the people.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 13. Howbeit no man spake openly of him for fear of the Jews.
Right. Nobody. They'll talk about him, but nobody was saying, yo, that's my man. I'm rocking with him. And that's what Yahushua say also, where he said, if you deny me before men, I'm going to deny you before my Father.
Right.
So them people done sealed their deal. You see what I'm saying? They don't even know it. They done marked themselves for dead. It's done. You got no lawyer. You going in there with a public defender. Good luck, my man. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Now about the midst of the feast, Yahushua went up into the temple and taught.
So don't get it twisted. Yahushua went up in there. You know what I'm saying? And he taught. Okay, go ahead.
And the Jews marveled, saying, How knoweth this man? Letters having never heard. What's it? Letters having never heard. That's what it says.
Mm-hmm. And the Jews marvel, saying, how knoweth this man letters? Okay, how he know what's going on in this law? How he know this thing?
Because the letter of the law is the ordinances.
Right. And he says, having never learned, because he ain't learned from under them. He was in the temple from a young man, but he ain't never learned from them. Right? He gonna tell you who he learned from right here. Go ahead.
16. Yahushua answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
And That's it, man. No matter of fact, the next scripture, we're going to close it out with that. Go ahead.
Verse 17. If any man will do his will, he shall know the doctrine, whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself.
Right. So that's it. It's plain as day. So guess what? The Feast of Tabernacles ain't even belong to Yahweh Shai. It belongs to the Most High.
Right.
So the Most High commanded us, and Yahweh Shai also followed the commandment. So all praise and honor and glory to the Most High. I didn't know it was this late, but hey, better late than never. I hope we got enough drinking food. All right. Well, we should. You know what I mean? So.
I forgot the song.
Damn. But, let's let the Levite anoint y'all. If you go come around, or let him anoint y'all real quick, so we could do the anointing prayer and the closing prayer.
I had to confess.
All praise and honor and glory to the Most High. Yahweh 𝐤𝐄𝐄 Yahushua. Yep, I'm murmuring in my head about the sorrow right now. No damn sorrow, man.
Why everybody got the red velvet cake?
What's that, velvet? Who's making the store run?
Ain't nobody put the pecans in.
Come. So we're gonna do the anointing prayer. We're gonna do a closing prayer, then anointing prayer, and we're gonna feast, drink, eat, and be merry. Damn.
Back to the house.
No problem.
Hurry up to our tent so that we can run.
Man going off. This man going off. Yeah, Earth gonna swallow him.
Like Gator.
Goddamn sinkhole gonna be right here in Atlanta. What this? Now send me your email and I'll send you the whole thing. Take my email down. Huh? Just put Rabbi Murphy. Rabbi Murphy 718 at Gmail. 𝐬𝐄𝐄𝐄.
I got your number too.
Huh?
I got your number too.
All right, so just text me your email. Either way, just put what you want. Prayers. Come. That's the prayers. That's the Hebrew alphabet. That's the certain words. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the old One West pamphlet. Everybody, make sure you get your oil. Get your oil, your anointing oil. And listen, if the oil starts to fizzle, that means it's working. The demons are being exercised. All right? The demons are being exercised. If it burn a hole in your head,
Your head starts twisting.
yeah, that's because the demons are being exercised. It's working. The olive oil is working. Look, them demons is leaving you. You're feeling it, right? Is it starting to burn? Yeah, is it starting to burn?
No, I got too much hair.
You sure?
Yeah.
You don't feel it getting hot?
No.
So it ain't working?
No.
Alright.
I'm just
But I see that smoke coming out.
But you still see me return that night. That's right. Go 2 hours all the way back.
I'm going to send it to you. Come.
Brother brought that out about you. He brought that out about you. You know what I'm saying? In between these things.
No, besides one night, I was there every night.
Come.
He seen me come, he seen me leave this morning.
Everybody got anointed? Everybody got anointed? Everybody got anointed? Everybody Everybody stand and face the east. Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee shall not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Thawadah Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Kalaya.
Kalaya.
Kalaya. Amen.
Amen.
Dear Heavenly Abba Yahweh, we come before you at this moment in time to give you all honor, praise, and glory to your mighty, terrible, and holy name, to say Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Thawadah Yahweh for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the past, the present, and future. Thawadah for allowing all the brothers and sisters that's traveling to and fro to get to their destination and their location, safe, sound, well protected, and guided under your angels' wings, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We also pray for all the brothers that couldn't make it to the feast and all the sisters that couldn't make it to the feast. We pray that you it's because of different reasons, and we pray that you bless them as well, and may their presence be felt. May your presence be felt online. If they're watching in their homes, if they're keeping it in their homes, however they may be doing, oh Heavenly Abba Yahweh, we pray that your presence is felt amongst all of Israel, keeping your feast to the best of their ability. We also pray for all the brothers and sisters that's going through something right now, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. We pray that you continue to comfort us all in our lowest state, in our depression, and feeling like the world is against us and we don't have nobody else. We pray that you continue to comfort us in those times of need and desperation, oh Heavenly Abba Yahweh. We also pray that you continue to strengthen the weak and heal the sick, oh Heavenly Abba Yahweh, of our nation. We pray also for all the schools and all the camps that's bringing your word out in truth and sincerity. We pray that you continue to put your words in your servants' mouth, that they may be able to reach your children with a direct message from you, O Heavenly Abba Yahweh, and that your presence may be felt, and that your increase may be given. We also pray right now for the food and drink that you blessed us with. We ask you that you please bless it and cleanse it in the blood of Yahweh Shai. And forgive us if there's anything unclean that we shouldn't be even eating, that we don't know about, oh Heavenly Abba Yahweh, that we don't know that we consume on a daily basis. We pray for forgiveness of those sins, and we pray for forgiveness of all the brothers and sisters that continue to repent on a daily basis. And with that, we ask that you continue to bring forth judgment upon all the heathen and all the nations that hate and despise you and your children. And we pray that all Yahshua have a blessed, safe, and productive Feast of Tabernacles. And to you be the praise, honor, and glory forever and ever. With that, we say, Thawadah Yahweh. Thawadah Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Hashem Yahushua. Kalaya. 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 Amen.
Gone.
So we're gonna do the anointing prayer. Everybody, if we could line up, I know it's kind of mixed. We might just line it the way you are. We just gonna do the roles like that. So everybody face this way. Y'all don't have to repeat it. When we're praying the anointing prayer, pray in your subconscious, pray in your mind for what you're going through and what you need and what you're dealing with. All right. When we point at you, you're gonna say your name, and we're gonna say it, and it's gonna be 3 times. All right, this is anointing prayer in the Paleo Hebrew. Want to get over here? Hurry, get over here. Okay. All right. So don't repeat this. Just the brothers up here. All right. Yabaraka Yahweh, Waya Shamaraka, Ya'ah Yahweh, Panyawa, Auyaka, Waya Hanka, Yasha Yahweh, Panyawa, Auyaka, Waya Shamlaka, Shalawam, Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shai, Shema Ayo, Barak Rapah, Yaikwa, Yaquab, Yaquab, Abaria, Abaria, Quante, Ishmael, Nabia, Ayla, Shasha'al, Mania, Malak Yahawada, Quran, Raya, Javir, Ryan, Royalty, Yahana, Yamakaya, 3 times only. Maverick, Des, Dre, Trinity, Nakwa, Jakanan, Yahaya, Tasha, Hakar, Yakol, Cornelius, Rosiah, Tiana, Christopher, Naomi, Jeremiah, Adam. That's it. Josiah. Dante. Wait, what's going on? Say one at a time. Yatavius, Iraq, Azariah, Caleb, Yakazak Allah, what? Ladasha, Yakar, Cheyenne, Yanaya, Tashaligua.
That's it. Ari.
Lamar. Amath Pagai. Shawpar. Tabernacles. Yahweh. Hashem. Yahushai. Amen. Shut off them lights. Listen. Once again, we're not trying to bang you in the head, but any donations is appreciated. You know, we got to pay electric. We got to pay for the food. There's food. There's drinks. Anything is appreciated. Y'all can leave it on the table, and we could give it to the one that pays the rent for the house, the brother Malak, the mortgage, and everything else that comes with it. So any donations will be appreciated. Whatever you got, you can leave it on the table. Eat, drink, and be merry. And with that, shalom.
Yeah, one more announcement.
One more.
We're going to move some chairs, and then we're going to eat that. We're not going to eat anything else. So
Right.
they're upstairs.
The garage and upstairs.
Choose one.
Kian.
Well, you know, split them up. Both.
Kwame Shalom.
That's all right. You don't never do that. That's all right. No, you don't. That's all right. Yes, I know. Take off the dog and the chair.
You ain't said none of them things.
Oh, I still got I'm gonna send them to you. Let me go get my phone. Yeah.
Shalom, Giselle. Shalom.
Let me go get my phone, baby.
Gone.